bumming with Bob. Let's have a few brews. Let's have some fun with the bum wine crew. So kick your feet up and grab you a beer. 'Cause damn, man, I'm glad that you're here.
All right. This is Bumwine Bob. Welcome to an all-new edition of with Bobcat. We are streaming here live tonight on the Bumwine Bob YouTube channel, as it is time, the 2025 BumwineBob.com Battle of the Booze tournament is in the books, and here today we will be revealing who is this year's Battle of the Booze champion. It's been some hard-fought matchups over the past few weeks, and it all culminates right here today, live on the Bumwine Bob YouTube channel. So get your drinks, get on the phone, call your friends, tell them to get to the Bumwine Bob YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button, and follow along with us as we dive into the results of this year's tournament and break down all the fun matchups along the way, because it only comes once a year. It is the madness that is the Battle of the Booze, and we cover it right here for you on Bumming with Bobcat. You get the best of the worst in cheap booze, the bottom shelf, bum wines, beers, 40s, malt liquor, all the stuff you grew up on, we cover here each and every week and daily on the basis. That's what you got to follow. You got to subscribe, because you never know when videos are going to pop up and what you'll get out there. So let's get in here, and we will bring along with us here our good buddy, the bracket buster himself. Roadhouse is here. Roadhouse, man, how you doing?
What's going on, my man? Oh, it's led up to this.
It is. Here we are.
Great tournament, some really good upsets, some really good battles, and I can't wait to figure out who's taking it. I
know it's been tough. It's been some hard fought matchups all throughout this tournament, and we're going to get into that here today and see, because I mean, a lot of favorites, old classics, new favorites. You never know what will happen out here. So it'll be interesting to see who does take home this year's trophy. Count to two with the Coors right here, the classic, the Banquet beer, and the Olde English 800, the classic malt liquor. You can't go wrong with either one. So it's tough. It's tough to choose. And a lot of tough matchups all throughout this tournament. I mean, you know, every round it's tough to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that made it through the first round was really, really exciting to see. Some you wouldn't think made it, and it's just it was 64 drinks.
Yeah, and I mean, it's some that go through, and you're like, oh man, how did this one get past? Or this was a big matchup in this round. The Four Locos of the world and everything. So it's interesting out there. So we'll see out there. And I know David was saying if there has been any audio issues out there, which I don't know if I don't know. How's everything sound on your side?
Everything sounds great over here. Wait, I've got a guest. That's the new one.
Oh, you know what? That's because my mic is picking up.
Wrong one. So how about that?
Okay. A little better.
See, this is what, this thing every time. It always comes up. There's always something out there.
Yeah.
If it's not breaking something. So we'll start over here for So for the people at home out there listening, disregard the first 5 minutes of this podcast, as now we are back in track. Because even though I swear to God, it said when I was going in there, it had my mic here as what it was using, but then when I go into the settings in here, it was trying to use the mic off of the camera. So we're better. So thank you, David, for bringing that to our attention here, so I don't sound like an asshole throughout this whole sorry, Dave, we can't pay you anything, but David did ask me to see if I can hook him up with some drinks and do some searching for him with some brews that he sees me out there searching and looking for. So I'll hook you up, David, for that. So thank you. So it's always interesting to see, as we do this on the floor. When you're live, you never know what's going to happen out here. It's the first live we've done since the Edward 40 Hands challenge, and we know that adventure that we had there with our good buddy Kevin, who will be joining us back here soon for some more drinks, as always, as we will be getting into as it made it to the final four. Surprisingly, the Four Loko Camo made its way to the final four.
New kid on the block, kicking the ass.
Exactly, took out your favorite in the Four Loko USA.
Yes.
Sadly, but coming through in the clutch, because it's getting a lot of traction. The Four Loko Camo, the people out there have really warming up to it.
I really felt this year was going to be a Four Loko year of some sort. There's so many there. There's so many good ones. Really thought Four Loko was going to. It almost did.
Yeah.
Four Loko.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, David said that a lot of Walmarts have $1.27 tall boys of Steel Reserve, the classic 211. That's a damn good price there for the
price.
Yeah, for the 211 out there. I mean, that's usually always a cheap. I mean, I never find it that cheap. Like $1.50, maybe if you're lucky. $1 between that $1.50, $1.99 range.
Yes,
is usually where the Steel Reserve finds itself.
Malt liquor Mike said it works almost every time.
Hey, when you're doing shows on a budget over here, you never know what's going to happen. That's why I try to work out all these things beforehand, but you never know what you're going to get when you join us here. You can see, look, we got animal, we got wild animals, we got malt liquor, we got all the good stuff out here. So you never know what you're going to get your hands on when you join us out here. And with all the hype and the hoopla around this year's tournament, we even had our good buddy Blood, Sweat, and Beers, or the 40-ounce finisher, as he calls himself, or the Ham's Hack guy, was out there. He said that he was going to celebrate whoever is this year's champion by trying to do a one pull drink of whatever wins. And he even put out a post today. I'll show everybody here. This guy here. So he got that whole lineup out there of what was left, and even threw in a St. Ides for good measure for out there. So to be, regardless of who wins today, if it's the Coors Banquet beer or the Olde English 800, he will be ready to celebrate and crack one open for that. So that's what we like to see, the people out there getting into the fun and getting into the excitement of the tournament. So that's what I said. You come along and you never know what you're going to find out there. So it's always good to see that, and to bring in everybody into the fun of the voting and sharing everything as we go along with it out there. So I think it's it might be time
It
to
is
dive
time.
in.
Well,
I think it's
I'm
time
sitting
to
here
dive
like,
in.
come on, man.
Dive in here. I mean, we're trying to make sure we got all the guests are in here. The fans have lined in. They're
Yeah.
all sitting down. They're all ready. We want to make sure that everybody's accounted for. So right now, pick up the phone, call your friends, tell them to hop on here with us on the Bum Wine Bob YouTube channel for the reveal of this year's champion. Because as we said, it was a big, hard-fought matchup between two classics, and surprisingly, the Coors Banquet, its first trip to the finals.
Yep.
Here, and I don't know if it seems to be over the past few years, Coors Banquet's been getting a lot more notoriety, a lot more play in the cheap beer world. So as we said here, we'll bring it up here. So it came down to the final two here. You had your Coors Banquet, Golden Colorado, the classic, a nice cheap beer, but going up against the reigning, defending, two-time, back-to-back champion in the Olde English 800, the classic malt liquor. So a very close matchup to see who would become this year's champion. And the results are in, the polls are closed, and the winner of this year's tournament right here, coming in at 56.6% to 43.4%,
Wow.
is now, for the three-peat, the Olde English 800 is your 2025 bumwinebob.com Battle of the Booze champion. So, congrats to the English. A close, it was a lot closer even than what this shows you here. As I got my eyes on the polls throughout the whole back and forth, it was really like 2 or 3 votes between these two at any given time going back and forth. Surprisingly, that we got to this here. Yeah, Davis, everybody, a lot of people on board with the Olde English. Look at this malt liquor, Mike. Right there, you damn right it won. So, so you got people out there. It's definitely it's tough because we know the people that are the malt liquor enthusiasts out there.
Absolutely.
That go for this stuff, but for people that might not be on the malt liquor side of things, the people will enjoy that banquet beer. So that's why it's a really tough one to judge, and probably one of the tougher ones.
Everybody likes to pull for the underdog a little bit, and I think Coors Banquet was an underdog this year, but had a really strong turnout.
Yeah, definitely. So there it is, right there, the official, right there, the Olde English 800.
I'm digging deep.
See, right there. Look at that. The malt liquor, the classic 800 brand, the 8-ball, as people say, right there. This year's champion. But to celebrate, we're going to break out the brown bag here, and to hopefully not break the.
Right on.
There it is. The 40 ounce. That glass 40 ounce Olde English 800 to celebrate there. So I'm going to crack these open here. We got to make these things so damn hard to open.
Just break it open.
Hey, just wouldn't be the first time, Just there we go. It's so damn cold. That's the problem with them there. So there we go. You see it right there. This year's champion, Olde English 800, gets the win. The three-peat, the malt liquor reigns supreme. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh man,
really good. It's been a minute since I had one of these.
And you loaded up the other day on those to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure you were stocked and ready for either
Sure did.
outcome.
I found the honeycomb. Yep, loaded up all the good stuff the other day.
Ooh,
And you know what? I was having trouble finding Coors. I was like 3 places before I finally found some. I found the 12-ounce bottles, but I wanted something big.
Yeah, you want that tall boy.
That's going down smooth.
See, oh man, that's good. That's so man, right there. 40 ounces of the liquid gold and malt liquor. Mike was asking here if the 5.9% Old English is going away, only 7.5 right now. Now, Mike, where are you? Are you on the West Coast? I know the West Coast is usually where they have the 7.5% Old English. Everywhere else, I think, is still the 5.9. That's what I was looking to see. This is still, I know it usually says, like right here, like 7.5.
I don't know if I've got it on mine.
Yeah, they don't put it on the ones that aren't out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
I don't think they. Oh no, here we go. In the 5.9 on the serving size of it.
Okay.
Yeah, 5.9%.
I only have
As
the
it says
government warning.
See, it's the government always trying to screw you on that there. But so hey, Old English, the 2025 champ, right there, and there it is. There's your final bracket.
I can't believe we got our first three-peat.
I know. I mean, very surprising that you could get a three-peat in this tournament. Even having two-time champions, like Colt 45 is a two-time champion. Going into this year, Old English was a two-time champion, but then getting 3 in a row, and that's crazy. And in of all the years we've been doing this, to get 3 championships in a row, kudos to Old English, and that's why they got to start pushing this stuff more, man.
I got a co-host here. She won't.
Here, this is what Mike said. Okay, he's in the Midwest right now, but growing up here was always 5.9. Only saw 7.5 in Cali, but now it's here too. So maybe, I don't know. Interesting to see. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to complain about raising that ABV up to the
No, not at all.
7.5. We'll take that any day of the week.
I wonder, everybody knows that Old English was my very first 40 I've ever had. And I just wonder if back then, if it was a higher ABV.
Yeah, I don't know the full history of
I don't either.
Of when the ABV switched, or why there is 2 different ABVs under the same. Man, oh, there you go. Dog's in there. Wants a little Old English.
She's figured out. She's so smart. She figured out how to open the door. My wife already came in once and got her and took her out, and she opened it back up again.
Got Jonesy here with the from the Dude Network, is pushing for the Old English win here. So, yeah, but back to the percentage of the oldie. It's not like the high gravity Old English. Like that's a whole separate one and a higher ABV. But then it's like, no, here you have your 2 different East Coast, West Coast Old English, or now what Mike was saying. I know, and he was saying too, he was in it for the hams, but it is what it is. And that's what happens. You go through, you have your favorite and who you want to
Yep.
see win. And then if that gets knocked out, now you got to pick a new favorite out
I
there.
think if more people had access to hams, it'd probably do pretty well in the tournament.
Yeah, yeah. See,
Dave Oley from
yeah, I know. We know David's all in on that, and any malt liquor out there. It's like,
I got a soft spot for Olde English, but we all know what my favorite is.
I know that's the Colt 45. You got the what was still got the bottom, the broken piece off of my
You
my
don't
bottle.
throw nothing away.
No, my prison shank.
Yeah.
Can't see too much with the when we're in the small screen here, but after the Edward 40 hands, which we said, we're trying to get to that 2,000 subscriber mark now, and we said we get to 2,000, we'll do another Edward 40 hands. I'll try not to break them beforehand. Yeah, and as Mike said too, how is the high gravity 8% so horrible compared to the West Coast 7.5% Olde English? I guess that's probably it must have been why they discontinued it a few years ago.
High gravity is great on occasion. It's not one I go out and try to, pick over top of a regular malt liquor. Even the Colt 45 high gravity, it's good, but
it's good, but it's different. It's got that.
It's that thing none of us can put our finger on exactly.
Yeah, it's that high gravity taste to it.
This stuff is killing me.
You crack open the malt liquor and everybody wants it. You say?
She's all excited. She's such a...
Let's see. David said, okay. He says he thinks the 211 is smooth and easy drinking compared to the St. Ides.
Well, of course.
It's tough. I don't know. I don't think St. Ides is too rough.
No. St. Ides has got a bite to it that is unique to St. Ides. I love St. Ides. It's just not that available around me anymore. Used to be, but it isn't.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, it's by me, but it's in a lot fewer spots. Man, I still had this one that we did a month or so ago.
Yep.
Sitting there with the crooked eye on the back label there, but interesting to see. So, but hey, look, Olde English is your 2025 champion here. Malt liquor reigns supreme once again. So, get out there and tell your friends to pick some up. If you want to pick the 40-ounce variety of the Olde English or the 24-ounce, they got 16-ounce cans. I was really hoping I really wanted to find a 22 bottle. The 22-ounce bottles, there used to be a few spots that had them by me, but they've kind of gone missing.
Yeah, I understand the double deuce because that's a great portion. That is a perfect portion amount.
Yeah, and especially out of the bottle with it. It's like, okay, sure, you can drink a 24-ounce can, but always that the bite out of that bottle is always better, especially if it's a 22-ounce.
As cold as the first one.
Exactly.
They go down so smooth.
Yeah, so you got to start getting get those 22s back out there, okay? Olde English, let's get them out there.
You used to be able to get all varieties of beer and malt liquor in 22 ounces, and they just have gone away to I don't know. Is it the cans? Is the tall boys make it marketed better or what? But
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
well, my can's gone, so I'm gonna crack open the runner up. Uh-oh, it looks like we lost Bob. With or without him. Runner up. Coors Banquet, smooth and refreshing. Dave, comment on here if you lost Bob as well. Oh. Ashbrook Heights guy. Oh. Let's see what's happening here.
Don't mind me. Just if things are gonna break, it's gonna keep breaking, you know. So
Yeah, you did good.
yeah, well, don't worry. It was just
The
blame.
chat was still alive.
I know. See, no, my computer I think decided to run out of space on the D drive and was like, "Oh, you need a free space." I'm like, "Really? You're doing this now? This is what we're doing here now." So.
Yeah. Maybe it's boycotting the winter.
I know. Well, I know. It was cold. It's cold. We got the oh you finished out the Olde English while I was
I
gone
did.
there for
It's all gone. And
for
I
the
brought
few minutes.
brought the runner up in. No sense letting a good thing go to waste.
See, well, like I said, don't lie. You had to go to the rest of nowhere. We would just go. I mean, that would be pretty damn quick, though. I mean, I wasn't gone that long to.
There's many a times that we took a break in the middle of a pod.
Yeah.
Especially ones that go 2 hours.
Yeah.
We all take
2 hours
pause.
Whatever. We got the cheers to William. Cheers.
William,
Thanks
cheers,
for joining
buddy,
in
cheers.
here. Don't
Glad
worry.
you're
Don't worry about us here today. See, this is what happened. You don't do a live for a few months, and this is what happens. You see.
Well, maybe we ought to go live more often.
Yeah, we will. We'll get back on track there. We were doing it pretty much almost every couple weeks for a while over
we're
there.
hitting 1 or 2 lives a month.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's usually the plan is usually to do like one live a month, like your monthly gathering of the crew and the like you say, the P1s out here that join us and support us here.
Yeah,
as
David
much as
said he was
possible.
getting ready to go to bed, and then boom, he gets a notification we're about to go live.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. He told me. He said,
"Sorry about your insomnia, buddy."
I know. He told me he's like, "Oh, what time you going live?" I was like, "Oh, 9, around 9 Eastern."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I got work." I'm like, "I just get a drink, grab a beer, and come on and join us over here in the meantime."
Yes, sir.
But sadly, there was, one drink that didn't make it, and that was the MD.
Yes.
We had the bling bling
Bling bling.
blue raspberry over here.
I really came close to picking one up the other day when I got the mega haul of malt liquor. But I don't know why I didn't pick it up. It'd be great. Oh, these burps.
You go from one to the other. There, you go
I
from
know it.
celebrating the champion to the runner up over there. And in the same vein of the MD 2020, there was a post that somebody shared with me the other day about some new MD 2020 varieties that are
Yeah.
out there, and I'll share that one here now. And these are these new MD 2020s. Now, these look like little smaller drinks. Mad Dog by MD 2020. You have an orange cream, a Mad Margarita, a spiked strawberry, and a bling bling blue raz. You got to keep that bling bling. Keep that blue raz out there. But so these reminded me of like the Loco pre-games and like the Johnny Bootleggers.
Yes.
The little smaller things. I mean, I can't see on here how big these are. I didn't see anything with the the size.
Yeah.
They seem like they're the smaller size.
Yeah.
Probably in the same vein of like the pre-games that are like that, what, 3 or those like 200 milliliter, something like that.
Yes.
So just a little bit, little guys out there to kind of pre-game and get everything started.
And the packaging in the clear, just like the buzz balls, where you can see
exactly.
Contents in. So I kind of like it. I think it's on the same size portion as maybe the buzz ball.
Yeah,
Just
it'll
like
be interesting. Yeah, it'd be interesting to
what
see.
sticks out to you the most on this picture that caught my eye?
I mean, what caught my eye first was the 15%.
Yes,
on there. Yeah, right there.
That's insane.
Yeah, so I mean, you got the regular MD bottles are the 13% for the for the fortified wine variety, but these are the 15% in these little guys. So the higher than the Four Locos at the 13.9, even in the pre-games. So interesting to say. So
I can't wait to find them.
if they show up, it'll be interesting to see.
This is what's really great about what we do here is every time we think it's getting stagnant, we had to search for the jungle juice and we found it and it's everywhere. And then camo, we found it, it's everywhere. Now we have this. Now we have this to go out to look for. This is our next mission, our next adventure. And it's so exciting to see something like this come out. And then we'll find it, we'll exploit it, and then it'll be everywhere again.
Well, it will come out or then it will vanish.
Yes.
That's the same thing too, that all these things come out, these new drinks. Neon Burst. Remember Neon Burst?
Four Loko likes to introduce their next flavor at like the most wrong time of year, Christmas.
Yeah, always in the late year.
So this is actually coming out at the right time. We're going to find this, right at the end of spring, right at the kickoff of summer, and this is going to be our go-to. I know it is.
Yeah, as long as it shows up. I don't know where. Like I said, there's really no of where this is.
Check the webpage.
I didn't, but let's see. Let's check now. Remember the last time we checked the site randomly when we had the dimples in the beard on here, when we found out about the spiked out there. So as of right now, no, the only thing they still have here are the bottles and the cans of the MD. So nothing with these new little bottles out there. And we say Christmas Loco peppermint flavor. So you never know. Don't put it. Everyone's been teasing that pumpkin spice.
The pumpkin spice one kills me every year. Maybe this
And,
year they might do it. I mean,
could be.
we're looking
Could
at 2 years in a row that they faked that out there.
Could be. Maybe next time.
Sure enough.
And this is Mike was asking me about the let's hit up the cabaret in East Rutherford. I haven't been there, and this was the place that had the Schutz the Bowl. I think it was Mike over there who has smartened me up to the spot that had the Schlitz years ago, and when I was in that area, I could pick up the blue bowl and the gold bowl.
Okay.
There, and I think we kind of touched on, I think the last time or the time before, where I said there's another store where they kind of renovated it, and then the cheap beer section kept getting smaller and smaller. And I know the last time I was there, it was probably almost 2 years ago at this point. I think I picked up the last cans that were on the shelf out there, but I haven't been back there since. I haven't been in the area for that, so I'll have to, next time I'm over there, I'll have to check it out to see if there is any Schlitz still left in the store.
So here's a comment on the gigantic buzzball. I think I found one of them once, and I sent you a picture of it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I see them from time to time. They'll show up on the shelves. I think I saw a discounted it was a pumpkin buzzball. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was pumpkin flavored, but it was like it was like Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got this girl.
The dog wants the beer, wants the booze out there.
I just got her Monday.
See, already becoming
real short story. A friend of mine said, "Hey, my neighbors moved out 2 weeks ago, and this dog's chained to a tree. Do you want it?" Of course.
Yeah.
I can't. And she is so grateful and so special. So she's part of the Roadhouse crew now.
And I'll show it here now. See, and David sent me the picture here. See, he was enjoying right there. That was what he was sitting there enjoying. He's got the Olde English right there with the podcast on the laptop right there. So we always appreciate that and everything
Real
else.
time props.
See all the good stuff here. All the best of the worst in cheap booze right here. See, look, we got everybody saying here. Our friends drinks with Josh, said worth watching, even if you clowns let MD 2020 down. So there's
Yeah, I thought that image was AI for a minute.
Well, the other day I was going through with the grok or whatever on the X,
Yes.
and I was having it generate a bunch of images and stuff, and I think I saved it here because it was like they did a thing where it's like, oh, take your picture and draw it, like take your profile picture and then draw it. So I said, okay, I did that for the one for the podcast page, and it came up with an interesting picture, but the more I looked at it, it kind of made more sense to it. So let me get it here, wherever I put it, somewhere in here. Okay, here it is. Let me open this up, and then I'll share this one now. So it took the existing, podcast, the Bug with Bobcat, the podcast picture, and came up with this as its thing. So it took the one I have, the one logo I have of the Bobcat with like the cans behind it,
Yeah,
and it created this one here. But so I think what it kind of did was that it took me as the bobcat, the cat in the middle here, and then I think this in the back. I think this guy is you in the back over here. And then we can use this one here. This other cat can just be the random animals that join us within the within
I
the
love
episode
Brock. I love playing
out
with
there.
it. I spend so much time just randomly asking it questions and having it do things for me. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, like there's a few more here that I did when I did like taking the pictures, and I did this was me when I had my show camo. It did like a Simpsons type
Yes,
picture there. Here's a Lego, a Lego one.
that's awesome. I've never
Then
tried to do images.
yeah, then there's this one here. I mean, this looks like I got in like a like somebody trying either I cut myself shaving or got like in a bar fight
Yeah.
over here. Then this was outside with this when I had my Steel Reserve and the hat out there. Did a Lego one there, or this one with
That's
the
crazy.
with
I
the
got to
Steel
do
Reserve.
that.
So yeah, I was wasting like like an hour the other day just
Yeah.
going through and then just having it keep regenerating it and creating new ones in the meantime.
The one you did with the pop, that was probably my favorite. I mean, I would buy that. That was awesome.
Yeah. When you see all these ones now, I've seen constantly are these people that I guess the new ones now is like the action figure ones people keep doing. I don't know if you've seen that where it's like, yeah, there's been constantly. I've seen all the people in like the beer world and everything. I guess this through Chat GPT, doing like create a action figure of me with like the accessories and everything.
Okay.
So it would create a little action figure of you, and then if you said, "Oh, add like a 40 or something," it would have that there with you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so here we go. Like, okay, I gave my dog 211 a few times. He freaked out for a few minutes, then totally chilled out.
Sure. Maybe that's what I need to give Coco here is some Olde English or something.
Yeah, have a little sip. Then you can relax there a little bit. Fun for everybody.
Fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
Drinking budget beer is fun for the whole family.
Tell your friends. Tell your dog friends, your human friends. Doesn't matter who it is. Just tell them, have them come on down and join us here for some of the good stuff over here.
I think so. I'm on a pretty big streak there with old Kevin on Snapchat. Every day we try to chat throughout the day, but every day is some kind of random picture between each other. It's getting pretty fun.
Yeah, that's what
I
happens.
didn't know I had Snapchat. I guess I did and never used it, but really,
Somehow.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yes. Somehow you open up your phone one day, you're like, oh wait, hey, there it is. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I guess I signed up for it years ago and never didn't like it or whatnot. Kind of like what's the other app that I have that I never use?
TikTok?
No, I don't have TikTok. I did, and I got rid of it. It was very time consuming. You find yourself. Well, I talked you into getting on TikTok.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, all right, now I'm spending like 2 hours, 3 hours a day on TikTok. I need to get rid of it. So I did.
Yeah. Well, that's everything. That's regardless of whatever app, whatever app that is.
15, 30-second clips of just entertainment. You just keep going and keep going and keep going. Yeah.
As long as you got to get those short clips out there. I mean, we've seen that for all the people that have joined us or subscribed. From finding all the shorts and the clips on YouTube, we appreciate it there.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of them have been hitting pretty good recently, so I can't complain about that because people don't want to sit here for an hour sometimes
Sure.
and watch us, and I totally get that. I mean, I'll be the first one to say, I mean, as much as I love to be supporting people and people's
Right.
content and stuff, and the people that we've worked with, we've talked to, we've had on the podcast before, people's podcasts I've been on. You want to support as much as you can, but I mean, I get it. It's tough to sit there sometimes for an hour or so to sit there and watch a full episode of a podcast. So I get it. So when you're trying to at least clip things down and condense it
Yes.
a little bit, like we did the juice, we did the mango, we did that review a few weeks ago on here, and I kind of cut that clip from the full podcast into its own 7-8 minute video, and something like that, people like that. So
Yeah.
so you consume what you like, or if you want just those 1 minute quick shorts, either way, whatever takes it there, whatever gets you in there, we appreciate it.
Oh, I got it. Twitch. My wife told me
Okay.
to talk me into downloading Twitch, and maybe I'm just old as fuck, but I don't. I mean, I don't get it. But maybe in a couple of years, I'll figure it out.
Once everybody's off of Twitch now, then
Yeah.
it'll be like, yeah, I know we did that briefly when our buddy Dennis was like, oh, we're gonna run like a radio show through there
Okay.
and do it that way. But it's there's too many things. There's too many ways. You want to be on everything, but then you don't want to spread yourself too thin all
Right.
at once. Is the
Yeah.
issue with it.
We got the YouTube here, and then we got Rumble, you got X, you got, it's just like, all right, so I'm going to post on this platform and then this platform. And then what happens is, you don't even have time to respond to your viewers' comments. And, it's just like, it's not that we're ignoring you. It's just, it can be overwhelming.
Yeah, and
Not that
especially
many
for
platforms.
and I don't know how some people do it. I mean, we're not racking in the views and the live comments here either. So for people that do have those big followings
Yeah.
and get those hundreds or in some cases thousands of live views, and you're going through and the the comments are coming right down the side like rapid fire, it's tough to keep up with that stuff. So I give people a lot of credit for it.
Yeah. I think they hire people to comment for them,
Probably.
to be honest. Oh, wow. That's so good.
What was that? Both of them down now? You got the winner
No,
and the.
I've got it.
Okay, all right.
I've slowed down a little bit. I've been sitting here, doing the pod with you, but I've been reading what's going on and stuff like that. I ain't really focused on my drinking like I normally do. I'm a live chat slacker.
Yeah, slacker over there. Not focused.
I gotta say, this year's Battle of the Booze was entertaining. It was exciting. It rolled by, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
I appreciate all the heads up when the voting closed and the new bracket opened up. Or
yeah,
like
I want to
had
make sure.
before the pod.
I know I had to make sure you didn't miss out on any, and that's why I try to give people enough time to vote. And it's usually between like the 2-3 days for each round, because while in theory you think, well, you don't need that long to get people to vote, but with how algorithms go and how people don't see your posts for a day or two
Sure.
after, somebody sees the post like, oh, hey, round 2 polls are open.
Oh, I'm gonna go vote. Boom,
I'm gonna go
boom.
vote, and it's closed already. You're like, I mean, so it's you try to spread it, and you don't want it to go that quick either. You want to take your time with it. I mean, what from day one to now, what is it, I think three weeks.
Okay.
Let's
Doesn't
see.
seem like it,
Almost. I mean, it was March 16th was when we
Okay.
did the bracket preview,
and today's 10.
and today's the 10th of April. So I mean, what, 1, 2, 3.5 weeks
It's crazy.
or so. So you want to enjoy it. It only comes once a year, so you want to take the time to go through, and hopefully, people enjoyed. I mean, not that there's really much analysis to do. I mean, this is a bracket. It's not like the real March Madness where you got 50,000 talking heads of people breaking down college basketball. You have two yo-yos like us over here talking about cheap booze for an hour, and then I added in this year every round I would try to do a little recap, just a quick 10-minute tournament update to
Yes.
get out there, which people seem to like. Got the hits, got the views and everything, so I appreciate that. But now I mean, every year the bracket is usually pretty similar. Every year you'll see the old favorites in there, and then you'll probably see some new ones in there next year. Some might fall off. Like David said here, there are a lot of things in a bracket I've never had. So that's a tough one for people. Like I said, I've had everything
Yes.
in the bracket. That's something that I have as a requirement for me to say. I can honestly say I drank all this so I can vote on it. But I get it for people that might have not had all the flavors of juice, or maybe there's a malt liquor out there that people haven't had. So it's tough to vote, or like the old school Cisco's, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That it's tough if you haven't had it and you're voting off of what you think you would like. So I get it. But you have a year to go out and get searching for the rest of these things, because you'll see probably 95% of the entrants will be in next year's tournament. There'll probably be a few new ones. Some will drop off. So now's your chance to get out there and get searching. That get on the bottom shelf, get down and dirty. Look low. See what you can find out there.
And there's nowhere else on the internet that you can find a podcast that goes an hour long talking about 2 beers that cost $4.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I mean, it was, I think, what, 4? I got the 40.
Yes.
Of the Olde English.
Yeah.
And
fired in on that thing.
And I got a, see, this is one I didn't open yet. I'll save this to celebrate later, was the Coors Banquet. Because, I mean, I wish, I mean, they don't have any Banquet 40s anymore. That would be great to come across and see that. I know they did, but it's been years, I think, since they've had any Banquets in 40-ounce bottles.
Hold your can up there. I hadn't seen that can in my travels. That is a fantastic can.
This is the Legacy Edition Banquet can, which, I mean, it is fairly new. Yeah, it's got a July 14th, 25 date. Only one spot had this, and it's got the, brewed with 100% Rocky Mountain water here.
Mm-hmm. That's
because
great.
This was an empty one I had. The same one you have was this regular one.
Yeah.
And most spots had this one, but one I stopped at had the Legacy Edition.
Nice. I love that can
out there. Oh no, knocking shit over now. That's what happens. We're cut off. At least we're not breaking any 40s, so it's almost done, so we're good. But when I was starting to say, I said I think the 40 and the 24-ounce can, it was only like $4.79 or something in total for it there. So that's solid. That's what we like to see is that cheap budget price when it comes to some of this stuff.
Yeah, I definitely scored big the other day when I was on my stocking up adventure. Ooh, I got a bunch that day. I got 640s of King Cobra, a case of Colt 45, and of Talls, which I got for $1.50 a can. And then I bought a bunch of oldies. Here's my count: 6 King Cobras, 7 Oldies, and 12 Colt 45s for less than $50.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I couldn't remember, but yeah, the guy was like, "Oh, if you're going to buy them all, I'm just going to sell them to you for what I get for them."
Yeah. Get that discount, man.
I was like, "Oh, fantastic! My God."
I'll take it.
Yep.
Load them up. I'll take a few more while I'm here. What do you have in the back? Okay.
And I think
those
the
up.
spot where I was at was a fantastic liquor store. John Hughes, I've mentioned him before. He follows us. I've met him a couple times, but it's mostly because of his bourbon selection in his store. But you got to turn sideways to walk down every aisle. It's that compact. And it's
That's
that
like you
full.
got this much room.
Yeah, but his malt liquor selection is respectable for the area, but his clientele aren't buying it. So I go in there and clean the shelves off so he has room to bring more. I just don't want to buy it all and then him replace it with something whack like a seltzer or something.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. It's every store I go in, you see like the cheap stuff, the malt liquor, and you wonder like, okay, who's buying it?
Yes.
And it must be getting sold because it's off the shelves sometimes. Like I went in when I wanted to get the Olde English, I went into the store by me, and they didn't have any. Well, this was the one that they didn't have it. The one I had to go to quick to get my replacement 40s
Right.
for the 40 hands, and
Right.
I got a Miller Lite and a Steel Reserve, and then I went back a week later, and they had Olde English 40s. Then I went back again a few weeks after. There was no more Olde English, and then I went back the other day, and I asked them. I said, "Oh, when are you getting in more Olde English?" And they said, "Oh, probably Thursday." But I was like, I can't risk that. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
cutting it close. So I had to go to a different spot to get this one.
Right.
But it's interesting to see because it's like you think in theory, you're like, how many people are buying 40s of Olde English or Colt 45? But people are. Somebody is.
Somebody is.
It's like it's
for
like the
every person we have on here as a fan, there's 10 or 15 more that don't know about it,
yeah.
who drink it, but don't know that there is a community for it. So if you see somebody out there in line at the liquor store and they're getting ready to put this on the counter and buy it, tell them about it. Tell them about Bumming with Bobcat. Say, hey, you can come in and join us, and we all can sit here and drink this malt liquor together.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
what that's my ultimate goal for being a part of this program, is to bring more of us together so we can have this fun night once a month where we're live and BS and bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Or get more people in here with us here. I mean, we've done it. We did the 300th episode celebration. We had 9 people on here
Yeah.
at once for over 3.5 hours.
Oh my gosh, what a
of,
ridiculous night. I want to do
BSing BSing out there. So do you want to kind of go into the source?
Watch that episode
Yeah.
again. It's about time to do it. That was a great time.
It's out there. It's in the archives. If you
It
missed that 300th episode spectacular, It's out there from about a year and a half ago. And if you missed any of the other ones, the Edward 40 Hands Challenge, where we had, Roadhouse, Kevin, myself, we had other few guests. We had Dennis, we had Tony join us in from the Dude Network. We had a lot of people out there joining in the fun with us, because it's always an open invitation to anybody who wants to join us. I know we have a bunch of people lined up that we'll be having on here in the coming weeks. Now that the Battle of the Booze is in the books, not that, like I said, we have a lot of fun with it, but now we can go on to some other drinks and other beverages.
We did it.
So there we go. There we go.
Off the spring and summer.
Yep.
Good times, baby. Good times. Always look
good times right there. If it's a 40-ounce variety, the 24-ounce variety, let me get that last little bit.
Get that in. Put it. Yeah. My God. 2025 Battle of the Booze champion.
Battle of the Booze champion right there. Olde English 800, the three-peat.
Yeah.
Back to back to back.
Hey, Olde English, we'd like to have you respond to this and tell us what you think about being a 3-time winner of Battle of the Booze.
Yeah. See, the problem is Olde English doesn't have a social media for itself.
Yeah.
It's a problem. Like Colt 45, they have their own Instagram account. But Olde English doesn't. I know that they go through the Molson Coors account, who distributes it. I know they used to post stuff about it a few years ago, but now they kind of gone silent. But if you need somebody out there to help promote it,
sure,
let us know.
I mean, Colt 45 went, a whole 7 years without doing anything?
Yeah, exactly.
Then
7 years, they're like,
hey, we ain't been nowhere. We're back.
Yeah. Hey, we're back. Hey, and guess what? We discontinued double malt. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You bastards. Like, sadly, double malt didn't make it any further in this year's tournament there.
You know what?
I have one lonely can left in the fridge.
I'm glad I got to have it. I went 20 years looking for it. You made my dreams come true.
I know. You had your chance. You got to try
it out.
I
had it.
Exactly. You had your shot. You got to try it out.
Yep.
You got to enjoy that double malt out there. So, I mean, if it's, say, a Colt 45, an Olde English, a Steel Reserve, hey, Steel Reserve, they shared my post, the other day. Right. Or they reposted my picture from last summer of the Steel Reserve 40 out there for National Beer Day earlier this week. And they seem to be pushing a little more towards the original. Like, for a while they were only pushing the alloy series, the flavored ones out there. And then they reposted my 40 by the pool from last summer, saying, hey, National Beer Day, celebrate with a classic 211. And then they sent another email out today. I guess they're a few days late, saying, celebrate National Beer Day with us. It was like, well, that was like 3 days ago, but hey, you still got it. And they had the Steel Reserve, the classic, front and center, saying like, hey, celebrate with this. But if you want to celebrate with the cherry slushy or whatever else, feel free. So I don't know if they're kind of going, maybe showing a little love more to the classic, which would be nice.
Sure.
To go back to the roots and the old school stuff
and they gave you that.
That they were buying out there. So, hey, Steel Reserve, we see you. We see you out there. So,
I gotta take a panic pause for the cause.
Yeah.
You want to wrap this up, or
I think we'll wrap it up here. That was kind of the last call there to celebrate the 2025 BumWineBob.com Battle of the Booze tournament. Your champion, as we said, the Olde English 800.
Congratulations.
Liquor, the three-peat right there. So get out there, get celebrating, pick yourself up a 40, a 24, a 16, a 22, a 12 ounce. Pick your poison of the Olde English and enjoy it. Tell your friends to check us out. Subscribe to the Bumwine Bob YouTube channel. It's free. The best of the worst in cheap booze is right here. So follow us. Check out the website at bumwinebob.com. He's Roadhouse. I am Bumwine Bob. And until next time, cheers.
Cheers. Motherfuckers!